So that's the only way I could think to get my own story told is for me to tell it.
Hi, I'm Sherika Nicole, and I'm the owner of Honda Boutique. I'm also a motivational speaker, and I'm the designer of Fancy Fresh.
Hi, I'm Chris, also known as the Neighborhood Nail Tech.
Hi, I'm Tina. I'm an entrepreneur.
My name is Michael, and I'm the founder of Compton and Circle.
Hi, I'm Miss Rogers from Miss Rogers Neighborhood out of Compton, California, and you're tuned in to
Hidden Jewels Magazine, Survivors Edition.
Welcome to Hidden Jewels Magazine, Survivors Edition. Today we have Chris, we have Miss Rogers, we have Sherika Nicole, we have Michael, and we have Tina with us today. Today in this edition, they will be discussing their individual journeys and how they developed the courage, the strength to overcome that incident in their life when they felt it was very difficult. The first question is, what is your story? Explain your feelings and how you got through them.
So hi guys, I'm Chris. I'm 22 years old. I'm originally from San Gabriel Valley, which is like the area. And I grew up basically in dysfunction. Like I was conceived in dysfunction. I was raised in dysfunction. I was taught dysfunction. So that's something that I'm definitely trying to like stay away from and grow out of and break away from.
I can relate to growing up in dysfunction. I was in a broken home. I'm raised by my grandmother, the oldest of four children, me being fourth, and having a mother and father in prison. And then that eventually became something that I had to go through. So definitely can relate to dysfunction, and I'm just being able to especially as the oldest. I took on a lot of responsibility at a young age. A lot to learn, but that doesn't take away from my parents not being there for me or whatnot. I absolutely love them both, but I think they went through their own dysfunction. So it just became like this generational thing.
Right.
I can definitely agree with the generational trauma and how it's passed there. I inherited trauma from my mother and my father. My childhood was dysfunctional as well. Led me to being a single teen mother. So I'm 36, a single mother too. My name is Miss Rogers, by the way. And you know, just going through the struggle, trying to figure it out. I ended up being homeless quite a few times. I ended up being incarcerated quite a few times. And at the bottom, somehow you find your way, you figure it out. I've obviously, you know, I think we're always recovering.
Right.
So I will still say I'm recovering, but you know, at this point, I'm running a nonprofit organization called Miss Rogers Neighborhood, and we do a lot of work for the community, and I'm very proud of that. It has helped me grow, not as a CEO, as an executive director, but also as a woman.
Yes.
And I now get to help people who were in the position that I'm in, and remind them and encourage them that there's a way out of this situation. And that's important. That means a lot. And I believe that's what all of our roles are. We're all going to come into life with some sort of BS.
Right.
You know, I want to say something else, but you know,
Unfortunately,
yes.
but it happens.
And you know, I think we all have that challenge that we have to overcome, and then it's our duty. You know, it's our duty in this lifetime to help other people overcome those same challenges.
Absolutely, I totally agree. I'm Sherika Nicole. I did not state that after I chimed in after Chris, but I'm also a single mother, became a teen mother straight out of high school, and I have two boys. And then you kind of see that effect, which took place with my sister and then my brother. They both became teenage parents, and now I have a 22-year-old, even though he didn't have a child at the teenage years, like right into his 20s. So it is definitely like that triple effect. And I am here to be the the bloodline breaker in my family.
Mhm.
Like it needs to stop. Like
everything
and-
stops here.
Right. And that's definitely like I know that's what I was called. That's one of my purposes. Besides like helping other women. So I too have experienced things that you mentioned, and it's tough. But I think it's although you're here to help others, those others have to be willing to first help themselves. So it definitely starts with self-will as well.
Hi, I'm Tia. I don't even know where to start with this.
Talk about the moment of transition where you know your life was going one way and then you had to be adjustment.
I had to turn myself into prison, so I did like a year and a half. I went from like the county to CIW to Chowchilla into fire camp. So I guess just basically now I'm like fresh back home and like kind of trying to figure out where
The
to,
groove.
yeah, just get things back in motion. Yeah,
Just go.
figure things out. Yeah.
I think for me, I can understand what you guys are talking about because as for myself, as a deaf person, as a person with a disability, it's like, where do I fit in? It's kind of confusing because growing up, I was limited in access because they were trying to force me to learn how to talk, learn how to speak, and so that didn't help me develop an identity. My parents are from the continent of Africa. I'm a first generation here, so their culture versus American culture. As a child, growing up, figuring out how to have both identities, how to fit in, how to really be myself, whoever that was on the inside. And then fortunately for me, as I grew up, I learned to accept myself for who I was. I learned to realize that I have rights, that I have the right to access people through language and communication. I'm a deaf man, but I'm a man with a disability. And so once I grew up a little bit older, I developed diabetes. So then that was a third, fourth, fifth identity that I had to take on. So just struggling to learn who I was and to believe that I have the rights to express myself as who I am and to help other people who maybe were in the same situation as I was, to help them like figure out their identity. So I have the opportunity now to encourage people and show people what is possible. Yes, I'm deaf. Yes, I have a disability. Yes, I have diabetes. But yes, I am a black man, but I'm also able to be successful. And you just start where you are, believe that you can, and develop who you are as a person. So all the negativity is there. It can pull you down, or you have a choice into how you respond to that negativity. And so I decided instead of letting it pull me down, that I was going to use it as kind of a stepping stone to build things up. And I'm a survivor. I've survived through so many things, and I've developed so much strength as a result. So I see myself as a person who, you know, despite the negativity, you know, it's like, what's the point in giving in to negativity? There's no point in that. So you guys are all here, we're all here with these stories, sharing how we've grown through the negativity, and that's key to success, to developing yourself as a person. You cannot allow yourself to stay down there. You know, you might be there for a moment, but okay, you gotta pick yourself back up. So that's where I'm coming from.
That was beautiful said.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna touch on that in a minute.
I totally agree. It like hit home, especially in the aspect of like turning the negative into positive. Like that's something I totally like stand on. Start where you are. Start where you are. Work with what you have, and believe in yourself. Like believing in yourself and having the willpower to change is like something I hone in on. Like I'm also the creator of Divine Plan as the future vision, where I help others tap into their greatness, and that's one of the first steps is believing in yourself. And there's so many of us that don't believe in ourselves because of our past experiences or the dysfunction that we've been through. And it wasn't it wasn't our choice, right? But I'm also a believer in Christ Jesus, and He knew the plans that was going to be already set out for us. And I believe that He's given us all that strength to what Michael said, that we can get through it all. But we have to be willing to turn that negative into positive. So very well said. I just wanted to add that because that's key.
And to piggyback that too, you guys are talking about self. we say a lot of the things weren't our fault. There's some things that we did that were our fault.
Oh no, absolutely.
And we have to take accountability for that. And I think that helps. That's more important than anything. Holding ourselves accountable to the decisions we make, to the type of energy we, give off, to the type of energy we allow in our own
Yes,
life.
yes.
So all of that matters. All of that factors into our lifestyle and where we're going, in the future. And just to also add, Michael, I've seen you in the community, and I think you are absolutely amazing. I've watched your growth.
Yeah.
And I just love it. Every time I see you, I absolutely love it. So thank you.
And speaking on that growth and having that mental, how sure of yourself were you to take that risk on yourself, to be like, enough is enough? And were there moments where you felt inadequate to accept the position you put upon yourself? And how did you overcome that feeling?
I feel like for me, that was the hardest part, like, kind of like sitting there and accepting, what happened. It's like she was saying, like, a lot of times, we say, like, things are, like, not our fault, or sometimes we, like, but I feel like in that moment, like, I had to sit there and accept, my wrongs or the part that I did make in the situation, So I feel like, that's probably, well, for me, that probably was, like, one of the hardest parts of my journey. Is like the
That
accepting. It
self-reflection.
took a very long time. Even when I got there, I still was like, I still didn't accept it. And then, like, eventually, I was there for like 6 months, and then I just started, like, kind of like
And how did that
trying to figure out, how did I get here? Like, where did we start? Like, so, yeah.
that journey?
Yeah, that journey is self-reflection is definitely something that I'm kind of big on as well, which I had to learn at a very young age, and I think it's just because of the situation that I was put in as stepping up as a big sister, but I also had to be a parent. I went to back to schools, I did like all of that, and I still was doing children practice, so I still was able to manage and self-reflect, but something did take place in my life at the age of 19, and to me, that I had to draw back and say, okay, Sherika, what did you allow to take place to even get you in this space that you're in right now? And then when I was able to draw back and say, okay, I have to still accept this part of it, and not to say the whole part was, but it was because of the situation that I was put in, who it was with, that I respected and looked up to, and it was the elder. So I still had to stumble back and say, okay, you could have said no, or you could have, done that. So it's definitely something that we have to totally agree. Yeah, we definitely have to do that, and it's a big part of growth.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm trying to get in here. For me, fear is a real thing. Fear about leaving the house, fear about going out into the community, fear about everything. But it forces you, it challenges you to make something of yourself and to do that in a way that perhaps you never thought of before. So fear, I didn't want that fear to be a thing that blocks me anymore. So overcome that. I wanted to use that fear to give me strength and to empower myself with, I'm afraid, but I'm going to go ahead and do this anyway. So growing up in Compton, there's a lot of negativity associated with that community. And so you don't often see people become successful outside of like the ones who we all know about. So I just knew that based on where I came from, there was already more strikes against me. So it was just a fearful thing for me to have to go out and try to attempt things. But I truly, truly just believe that your hopes and your dreams and all of that is inside of you are given by God. And all of that that's in you, He gave it to you so you can make something out of yourself. You have a purpose. Mm-hmm. It gives you a goal to attain. So like last year this time, my life was, I was having problems with my diabetes. So I was like close to death and I was having issues. Now this year, coronavirus and, people like me with immunocompromised situations, we are at further risk. And Black people are dying more from coronavirus. saying this, saying this. So it's like everything that's going on, but I just have to trust and believe in myself. Like we're all saying here, that we are still able to make changes. We're still able to be better than what we were before. And we're able to let out all of that positivity through the choices that we make. So I wanted to share with you, just a story about being empowered through your struggle. You are going to struggle and you can still stand up at the end of the day and make something out of that.
Trust, believe, and throughout your journey, there will be leaps of faith that you are required to take in order to get to that next level. And so, the fear is a factor. It has to be, because that on the other side of that, that's where your growth lies. You know what I'm saying? That's where the rewards are. That's where everything that you want is on the other side of that fear. So it's very much a real thing, but it plays a part, in the circle of life. You know what I mean? Because it's necessary. It's necessary. It's supposed to push you. So your heart is supposed to pound, and you're supposed to do it anyway.
And you can't. And so another one of my brands is trust, because he's pulling all of my brands out of me. Is trust your process. Like I stand on that, and during your process, you can't skip the process. And there's so many of us that want to skip the process. We do not want to go through the process. And this pressure is going to be applied. Mistakes is going to happen. Struggles are going to happen. And all of that is to get us to where we need to happen to get us to where we are today. And our journey is still going. Our process is still going, but we have to go through it. So your process is your process. Just like mine is mine, hers is hers, and vice versa. But through it, we're all learning something. And it's getting us to that place where we can be able to give back and pour into other people.
And how vital is that responsibility to pour into other people, and also balancing what you're distributing and what you're keeping for yourself.
If you want a blessing, be one.
Mm-hmm.
You get what you get. And so you know what I'm saying? And just going back to what I said before, it is absolutely your duty, you know what I'm saying? Once you get through it, you absolutely hold the door open, hold people with you, do whatever you gotta do. But this is not just you. This lifetime is not just about you.
Yeah, to that, and I didn't know, but it was right there. But into that, like, I think once we chime in on that and hone in on that, then because it's not about us. Like, everything that we do is for somebody else. And when you get to that point to understand that very purpose, even after this life, like we are supposed to leave a legacy. And the only way you can leave a legacy is if you have a cause. And your cause is simply exactly what she said, is to give back. But to answer the question, it's vital. I mean, for me, just everything growing up in Compton, in a broken home, the function. Yes, 34th Street. Yes, the Means Valley Hospital, actually. So I am Compton all the way. No, but I'm Compton all the way. The new babies is born out of Linwood and stuff, but I am Compton all the way. The Means Valley, but no, it's very vital. I owe it to the community, to the people that's hurting, the people that's been through what I've been through. And she knows I poured into her, and I do things so humbly though. And I think that's something that I'm working on. I'm not the community in the face type of person. All my stuff is behind the closed doors.
Yeah.
And so I am working to be pulled outward, and I struggle with that just because I just feel like giving to a certain level shouldn't be displayed, and that's just I just feel like that. Yeah, so that's something I'm working on.
Like that saying, don't let your writing know what you're doing.
Yeah. And so that's when I'm at in that phase of transitioning.
And just to give a little different perspective for someone who is struggling and looking for help, generally they don't want it from the person who who hasn't experienced what they've experienced, who hasn't been through what they've been through. So it's literally, you know, it's a jewel in your pocket when you're walking into a room and you can say, I've been through what you've been through. I know this, I've been here, I've been down this journey, and I know how to get out of this situation.
Yes.
All you gotta do is just, you know what I'm saying, follow these steps. It's different coming from, no offense, but it's different coming from a kid from UCLA with a degree who hasn't been through the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Experience is everything. So we have again, we have to go through some of this. These challenges are very much necessary in order for that growth to appear, so that we can, you know, turn around and, you know, flourish our community.
My sister and I had a conversation, and we were talking about. So her take on it was, and this may shock some of you that's gonna view it. Her take was, a person that does not have children can't talk about it. And it was in the room of other women, some disagreed, and I totally felt her on that though, because it's like, you as a single mother raising 2 kids and confident and going through what you want, I would prefer to come to you
Yes.
than come to you, Chris. And it's no offense, but you can tell me how you got through it with your 2 kids.
Yes.
Versus someone that don't have kids. Like, you don't tell me how to make sure I get the kids to feed them.
And you just babysit.
Right. So,
But you know, I work with kids. I don't have kids, but I work with them.
right. And so that was the argument. But what she was saying was, you gotta at least go through the experience. So I felt like even if I didn't have children, I could probably still hone in on it, because I did have to help my grandmother raise my sister brothers. So it gotta be some experience, and so it goes back to what you said. Experience is so much better. We clicked with experience. You know, versus you was getting a degree over here, and you finna tell me how to.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Chris, what are some ways, at least 5 or 3 ways that you've been able to uplift yourself and get yourself through?
Music is fun. I really love music. I'm not musically inclined at all, but I love music. Any kind of music, I'm jamming out to it. Perseverance. I just been keeping my eye on the prize. I just had a grand opening yesterday. Thank you. So now we're here just filming and getting into this discussion. So perseverance. Love. I'm a lover. I love in any capacity, whether it's friendships, whether it's romantic, whether it's just somebody random on the street and I like their shirt. I'm like, I love you because you wore that mine. Yeah. Unity. I'm all about unity. I just want everybody to come together, be together, be on one accord.
What has kept me going? My kids. They actually got me in line. They were, you know, 'cause I have this thing. Growing up, my mother lied to me often, and she gaslighted me a lot. You know, there were certain things that I would see, and I'd be like, "Mom, what's that?" And you didn't see that. That didn't happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just made that up, or you know. So I always had this rule with my kids that I was never gonna lie to them, no matter how nasty or ugly it looked. I was just, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So God blessed me with a Virgo child who asks a lot of questions and holds me does not forget a single response. And so, you know, he, Mom, what's this? Mom, what's that? Did you say you were gonna do this? Did you say you were gonna do that? Okay, all right, son, I hear you. Let me get my life together. and they snapped me, you know, they got me in shape. That's really what okay. I hear you. I'm gonna get it together. And you're asking why isn't anyone done this? That's your message, that's your moment, that's your cue to get to work. And handle it. It's here and it's for you and
Right.
you know, work. Do that work.
Yeah.
The rewards and all of the fulfillment and all of that will come, but do that work.
Yeah. And I'll just add, do the work when no one is watching.
Yeah.
Do it even if no one is watching.
That's when it matters most.
Do it if no one comes in the room to watch you. Do it anyway, and trust your process, because it's your process and no one else's. And I'm gonna say it again. Remember, the dream is dead without you. Work your dream.
Be the change that you want the world to see. You have to change to the world to the things that you want. This year, my eyes opened. I was just tired of waiting. I decided I didn't want to wait for whatever it was that I wanted anymore. I was gonna jump. If I saw a problem, I was gonna find the solution. So I realized that I needed to be that change. So for a long time, it took me a long time to realize that and to notice that. Don't do it for the applause and the accolades and for people to look at you. Do it because you know that it's the right thing in your heart to do. That is what's going to take you far. Be the change that you want to see in the world. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just tell people to just walk by faith and not by sight. Just keep pushing through no matter how hard things get, and it'll eventually get easier.
I'll say something. Don't be afraid of failure. I feel like everybody has to fail at some point in time to be able to get back up and walk. So if there's something that you want to do, get up and do it. And if you fall down and you fail, get back up, figure something else out, get moving and shaking, and let's get it popping. Because Black people is thriving now, they're gonna always be thriving forever. So yeah.
Let's get to it.
And get your money, and that's it.
That's
Yeah, that's it.